this shit fire.
We'll be back right after this. Welcome, sports fans. Thanks for joining us. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, and by my side, Greg Anthony and Brett Barry. And from the sideline, David Aldridge. And for a look at how the competition stacks up right now. These, the new power rankings, they tell a great story. Let's take a look at the Pistons. They couldn't hold their position this week, but remain in the top 10.
And when you look at Los Angeles, they've taken this ride all the way down the stretch. Few people thought they could maintain this astonishing display of dominance.
And with pregame routine.
Well, some say Jrue Holiday is the best defender in the league that no one talks about.
What a great attitude. He is a monster on defense. David, thank you. We're just halfway through the season, Brent. Talk about the value of leadership and keeping everyone focused night in and night out.
A lot of that will come from your coaching staff and the messaging, but I will tell you what, Kevin, playing with a star player that goes out there and does it night after night, watching James Harden, watching Russell Westbrook, watching Steph Curry, have the kind of unreal performances for the game 56, the game 68. You're just sitting there in amazement. You want to step up and say, you know what, I want to be there for you.
But to me, that may be the most important. Like every game they're there, aren't they? Every single game.
They are there. They're excited to be there. They're excited for you to be playing, and they raise the level of your attentiveness to being competitive on a nightly basis. And truly, those guys become inspirational to you.
Now let's take a look at the starters for New Orleans. Ingram the 3 and Zion the 4. Wall and Holiday combine at the guard spots. And it's Favors in at the center position. And for the Lakers, they've got Anthony Davis. Green is out there with the Beast. Then it's LeBron James. And it's Porzingis in at the 5. Here's Williamson. He really played well in that last game against Golden State. Ingram outside. Fires, high post. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him.
And really an underrated playmaker. Williamson with good court vision and solid decision-making.
Outside, Green with the shot. And James with the basket on the assist by Green.
What a great option he gives them on every possession.
It's Ingram on the wing. There's the 3. Anthony Davis grabs the miss. And here's Los Angeles. Last time they met was right here, and they came out with a win.
Yeah, I think they prepared to face more defensive pressure, and that one didn't happen, and boy, they just rolled.
It took just a little bit of time, but once they figured out the D on that night, man, their offense was rolling.
Here's Holiday after the basket by the Lakers. Here's Williamson, and off there. He misses his first shot of the night. A pass to Porzingis. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Ball dishes to Favors. He lobs up the alley-oop pass and slam dunk by Ingram.
Not sure how he saw that there. Holiday with a firm understanding how to get the ball to an open teammate.
The second overall pick back in 2016. Brandon Ingram has shown us flashes. But whether it's defense or offense, still a ways to go.
For New Orleans, they've gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Pass to Favors. And then Favors with the dunk.
And you have to have an appreciation for Ball's passing skills. I mean, he just sees the floor beautifully, easily working the ball over to open teammates.
And Greg, when you talk about Ingram, where would you look for him to make the next step in his game?
Well, in that one season at Duke, he did shoot over 40% from 3. I think becoming a reliable shooter from out there would be a key building block offensively.
Here's Williamson. Right now, checking his stats, he's averaging over 23 points a game. To the inside. The kick out to Holiday. 6 to shoot. Over Porzingis.
Well, outstanding reach from Porzingis. He's affecting the shots now with the length.
James wide open. And another basket for the Lakers.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
Ball, the pass to Holiday. Pass to Ingram. Second chance shot. And Favors finishes it off. Favors has got his second basket of the night.
And a better box out saves them 2 points there.
It didn't seem like anybody was really aware there to go and collect that rebound in the possession.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
Outside Holiday. Back to Ball. New Orleans moving it around. Lets a floater go. The shot misses.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
And with this quick break, we can show you the list of the most explosive shooting guards in the NBA so far. And you look at the Beast, second in the league, having an excellent season.
And this is the cream of the crop at the 2-guard spot. I mean, strictly in terms of their scoring ability and the ease with which they can overwhelm would-be defenders.
Well, these are the assassins of the NBA right there. The players who can turn a game on its head when they start to feel it. They are almost always the primary focus of the opposing defense. Anthony Davis are going to love to play at that fast pace. You add Zion Williamson to that mix, this team immediately becomes one of the more interesting and exciting young teams in the NBA.
And the Pelicans making a change. Okafor is checked in for Favors. Hayes comes in for Williamson. Hart, he's checked in for Ingram. And J.J. Redick is subbed in for Drew Holiday. Los Angeles shooting their first foul shot of the night.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And that one falls for Davis. And Brent, a lot of times when a new head of basketball operations is hired, a new coach is coming up next.
Well, the continuity there is interesting because of the time that Alvin Gentry spent in Phoenix, and David Griffin was there with the Suns as well. And so that's going to help out this young core, that they know that there's a collective consciousness coming from both the coach and the front office, but then to lay the foundation of what this new Pelican team is going to be all about.
And for all the drama surrounding Lonzo Ball's entrance into the NBA, one thing is for certain, he can play.
And Lonzo will always always have the media attention, but the fact is he is a very talented player. His playmaking and passing was as elite as advertised from day one. Starting to find his spots on how he can score for himself. But everything else with his game is what you'd want from an elite point guard.
These are his third and fourth free throw attempts of the game.
Not the best statistic for him in terms of his performance at the line. Very low numbers.
He's off on the second.
And at 6'6", Ball, very similar to Jason Kidd in terms of the vision that he plays the game with. His IQ is off the charts. Their play on both ends has been superb. We'll see if they can maintain the momentum.
Like tonight, that all the hustle plays have meant so much to this team. Now just sustain some of that energy and keep comfortable. That's a perfect lob leading to a spectacular dunk from Davis there. Threw it up on time, on target.
Pelicans trail by 13. Now a timeout called by New Orleans. They come in fresh off a win against the Warriors.
And sometimes it's a lot harder to get easy looks on the road, but they found ways to get their guys good looks.
Well, it was probably a good feeling in that last game that the mid-range worked, the long-range worked, the inside game worked. But the best feeling was the crowd leaving that building, not in a good mood.
Ejuan Moore, he's checked in for Ball. On the wing, Green. And it's Porzingis that time on the assist by Green.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Outside, Redick. Moore against Taylor. And there's the block. Just stops it cold and takes possession. Here's James. Finished off the break. James has got 8 points.
Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
Yeah, if you walked in at any point during this game to watch 5 minutes of play, one team played harder. We know who that was.
Here's Moore, following the basket by LeBron James. Green against Redick. Off target from outside. And Porzingis crunches it from deep. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And so it's Los Angeles, finding a 15-point lead at the end of the quarter. They've been putting on a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are pounding it down low. And we'll be back with you shortly. And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
Hey, why take jump shots when you can get your points at the rim?
Yeah, that worked wonders for them in the quarter. We'll see what kind of adjustments get made.
He's out there with Green, and there's Porzingis, and there's Davis, and it's LeBron, and it's small forward. And for New Orleans, Ejuan Moore is out there with J.J. Redick. Then there's Okafor, and it's Hayes in at the four-man position. Brent, if you were building an offensive system from scratch, what would be your favorite?
I would really tend to lean on three guards that could handle the basketball, Kevin. Guys who can initiate plays from all over the floor and really look to find players that are smart about playing off the ball. You combine three of those guys with the skill set, so one has it and the other two are maneuvering around. They're going to cause so much commotion. They're going to cause so many breakdowns defensively within a possession that a multitude of playmaking players, that would be tremendous. And all of those guys, yeah, but all those guys too, Kevin, on top of that, if you talked about their physical nature and stature, I would want guys that are 6'6", 6'7", and long, because when you get back to the other end, you want them to be able to coordinate and take up enough room defensively to cause some problems. But man, three guards, three long guards, and this is something that Phil Jackson relied on during the years when they won championships in Chicago. He always looked for long guards. Aside from Jordan and Pippen, there was the Ron Harpers of the world that helped accentuate what they could do on the perimeter.
And Okafor slams it in.
Yeah, Redick more than happy to get off the ball that time and spot the open man.
Here's Davis. Here's Porzingis, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Porzingis has got 6.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
And here's Reddick. He'll bring it up for the Pelicans.
Timeout, timeout.
Timeout called here. The Pelicans decide to talk it over. Last year, the average salary for a starting point guard, Brent, in the NBA, was the highest.
Initiating offense, scoring the basketball, shooting three-pointers, and you're seeing a big shift in salaries between point guards and bigs. That's where the biggest disparity is. Centers in the league are getting less and less of an opportunity to have the extended big money contracts because the game has moved to perimeter, and if you're a big that cannot play on the perimeter, there's not a lot of teams that are willing to invest a significant amount of their cap space into the center position. They want guards and wings who can play out there and do the damage.
And yeah, he's 280 pounds. We've never seen anyone hang in the air like this young man. Williamson is special.
Moore with the bucket.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flame.
Yeah, he's the guy that you want to go to right now, trying to put this one away.
And that is just a deflating error on his part.
Yeah, he knows he shouldn't have made it, and that's just really overall a frustrating sequence that hopefully doesn't stick with him.
New Orleans making a switch here. Ball's checked in. Here's Porzingis again, Los Angeles.
It looks like he's got more feel tonight, like he's really got a good grip on that ball as he's letting it go.
Here's Holiday, and Davis sends it back.
Love that D from Davis, rises up and swats that shot away.
And James throws it down.
Just playing with poise and confidence, and they continue to put points on the board.
Yeah, just really pouring it on right now, trying to take away the opposition's motivation to keep competing in this one.
Knocks it loose. Iguodala with the steal. Here's Porzingis, the fast break chance.
17 Porzingis with no trouble seeing over the defense. Excellent pass and a very unselfish play.
Ball, the pass to Favors. They need this. That's good from Holiday on the assist from Favors. Holiday's got his first points of the game.
Yeah, field goal percentage above 50 now. Their offense is starting to show.
So timeout called here.
Game teams have to adapt on the fly.
And timeouts are a wonderful opportunity to just settle in and recollect the thoughts of your entire team. Not just the guys playing, but the entire team, Greg.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Bogdanovich is checked in.
Yeah, you think you have AD rooted out, but he can use his length and use his size and get another rebound.
And Favors kicks the ball. There's 1:54 left in the first half of basketball. Shot clock at 5. New Orleans needs to get off a shot. Bucket is good. And that's now 6 points for Derek Favors.
That's an experienced decision by Holiday to fire that pass to the open man. Well, Drew Holiday and his brother Justin had some hard-fought games in the driveway. I know a little bit about that. We never ever finished those games, Kevin. Too much fighting going on. And by the end of it, both Drew and Justin Holiday find themselves in the NBA.
And Davis sends it back. And LeBron with a clear path to the hoop. Loads it up for Davis. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
This is what you get with AD, just an incredibly unique skill set and just dominating right now pretty easily on the offensive end.
And Brent, that fierce, competitive nature for Drew Holiday, still there to this day.
Yeah, so much talk from his coach, Alvin Gentry, about Drew working himself constantly to exhaustion, just continuing to push the limits. And he'll sit at his locker, he'll take a long shower. He doesn't want to move till his body recovers. He knows how important this game is to him and how important now he is to the Pelican franchise moving forward.
And the dunk by Williamson.
Second chance opportunities. Williamson explosive into the air with the touch and concentration to finish.
Here's Porzingis, and he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops. Porzingis has got 6 points in the quarter.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
And that's a foul called on the Beast. That's his third foul of the game.
Yeah, looking up at the scoreboard, guys, that's his third foul, and his coach has to consider now sitting him down.
Here's what the Lakers are going with right now. DeMarcus Cousins comes in for Porzingis. And Kyle Kuzma is subbed in for Bogdanovich. And then for New Orleans, Okafor is checked in for Favors. Josh Hart comes in for Brandon Ingram. And J.J. Redick is subbed in for Ball. And again, no good by New Orleans. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by James. And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair. Lakers ahead, opening up a huge gap. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Coach Alvin Gentry.
All right, David, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started.
The 2K Sports half.
Davis has been exceptional here, guys.
And those extra chances mean so much. And he has shaped the game with the way he's been pulling down those offensive boards.
And the team appreciating all of that dirty work going on. His activity has been phenomenal.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. LeBron James is out there with Anthony Davis. Then there's Avery Bradley, and it's the Beast, and it's Cousins, and at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the group starting the second half for Frank Vogel. And he lobs it up toward the rim. It's stolen by Davis. Ball going up court, and James throws it down.
And you got to try to keep LeBron away from the post as much as possible. That time, too deep, turns around, and gets the dunk.
Ball, the pass to Favors. Holiday goes in, and he uses the glass on the layup. Holiday's got his second basket.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
Well, just ripping through right there as he finds the open spot and gets right through there. High basketball IQ play.
Here's Williamson. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time. 10 points for Zion Williamson.
All that muscle helping Williamson on these takes. He is just so difficult to stop.
And Davis throws it down.
Yeah, undersized guys with athleticism do these kind of things, playing above the rim. Love to see him get up like that. Well, we keep talking a lot about Anthony Davis and the fact that when he was a young player, he played the point guard position, and then all of a sudden grew like 60 inches to play center position. You see that skill set show up now and again, but really what you're seeing now about AD is his maturity in the game, finding spots on the floor where he can absolutely be dominant and control any kind of offensive possession from wherever he is on the floor.
And they pick up 2. That's 12 points for Zion Williamson.
Well, the talk at halftime must have been a good one. Right now, 3 straight buckets to start the quarter.
Pushing the action, getting others involved. He does it time and time again.
Nice to play with a point guard that takes pride in playmaking. It makes you move around just a little bit faster to get open spots.
And at Kentucky, Davis mostly an interior player, but he maintained, Brent, all along. He was capable of more than he showed in college.
There's no question about his skill set, and in the NBA, the opportunity, along with the transition of the NBA game, and especially the center position, he seems to be coming along at the appropriate time to show all of his wares off.
And the dunk by James.
Now LeBron on the roll, this time rocks it.
Here's Holiday. He has been a nice option for them offensively, and he's averaging more than 17 points a game. Floats one up. Rebound by DeMarcus Cousins.
With him struggling tonight, they need to find some other options out there to keep themselves in the game.
Kept the wide, and the whistle blows. It's going to be on Davis. That's foul number 2 for him. JaVale McGee's checked in for Los Angeles. Taylor comes in for LeBron. New Orleans also making some changes. Hayes, he's checked in for Favors. And it's E'Twaun Moore checking in for Drew Holiday. In the corner, it's Ingram. Now the pass to Hayes. Ball dishes to Hayes. Ingram against Taylor. And Ingram with the basket on the assist by Hayes.
Gotta see Ingram get going down low. Just another dimension of his game that he continues to develop.
From deep, Moore. And he's good on the three ball. Moore's got 15 points.
And boy, he's really in a groove. Dominant performance last game. Same thing this time out.
Seems to be nobody standing in his way. No roadblocks for him to get to his spot, capitalize, and continue to be aggressive.
Moore passes to Ingram. Shot clock at 6. Three-pointer. No good from Moore. For Los Angeles, they've gotten 6 of their 7 shots to go down in this quarter. What a fantastic start to the half. You often hear about players talk about their favorite spot to fire from on the floor. How much of an effect does that really have, the favorite shooting spot?
Most of the time, Kevin, what you're talking about is star guys, because they're the ones who ultimately in any given possession the coach is trying to find that guy in that spot to do something. What happens throughout the course of a year is when that player has the ball there, everybody else knows what to do.
Right.
Like the player knows what he's going to do, right, Kevin? Because he's the star player. But everybody around gets comfortable with the options and where it is that he goes. If he goes right, if I slide right, I'm going to get the 3. If he goes left, he's spinning back. I might move towards the top of the key. So the familiarity of not just the player, but the players around the player, that's where you can make it happen.
That's interesting. It's Redick on the wing. Back to Hart. New Orleans moving the ball around. Moore finds Redick. Now Moore. Hayes trying to break free. No good from Moore. Los Angeles has gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Taylor! By Taylor.
Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Coaching staff probably most proud of the effort of this team on both ends of the floor here tonight.
Moore passes to Okafor. Dishes it to Redick. Shot to stop the run. Kuzma pulls it in.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Out of bounds, New Orleans will take possession.
That's tough because that one's preventable. The defense has nothing to do at all with that turnover.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Howard's checked in. New Orleans gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. 59 seconds left to play in the third. Here's Hayes. The fadeaway J off the mark.
Well, he wanted to keep that shot from getting blocked, but in the process, he gave it no chance of going in because of how unbalanced he was on the fade.
And with this break, let's bring up the list of the dominant rookie rebounders in the NBA this season. Now you look at Williamson, no doubt one of the most efficient rebounders in the game. And of course, the beast.
And these two are having no problems with the physicality in the NBA. Both of them a force to be reckoned with inside.
And he makes the first. Bogdanovich is checked in for Los Angeles. And he makes the first, but misses the second. Well, for New Orleans, shooting reasonably well, 45%. Moore with the bucket.
Each Moore trying to find a good balance between a perimeter threat and then being able to penetrate with the basketball.
Taylor attacking. But they recover it. Fires the 3. That's good. And so Howard with the assist. 6 points for the Monster.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
Bogdanovich against Redick, and Okafor slams it in.
Yeah, of course we can talk about JJ shooting the ball, and he definitely does that off the screen, but he looks for teammates too.
Outside, Bogdanovich fires from deep. Rebounded by Hart. With 2 seconds left, that's tipped. And so it's Los Angeles sitting pretty as the quarter comes to a close. Their lead all the way up there at 35 points. From the field, they have been outstanding. Amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
The coaches talk about it all the time, but to be able to play with that kind of feel, nice play, collaborating, improvising, and organic.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Setting the floor now for the Pelicans. They've got Hart. He's out there with E'Twaun Moore. Darius Miller out there with Jahlil Okafor. And it's Melly in at the power forward.
They're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from three-point range.
And Moore kicks to Okafor. And when it comes to choosing, Brent, the MVP, the Coach of the Year, the Rookie of the Year, all these different great awards, do you like the current voting structure for these big awards right now?
I don't mind the current voting structure. I don't know how you get away from what it is that, in terms of handing people ballots to figure out who it is that they think have earned those awards throughout the year, Kevin. What I don't like about the structure is that you have media members who are voting on things that have huge financial ramifications for organizations. And when that stuff happens with a player who's going to earn a supermax contract because he made an all-NBA team, what you're going to start doing is restricting smaller market teams from being able to afford the ability to keep their star player with the team. And so that needs to be fixed, and fixed immediately.
I do not like the media. Wait a minute.
Wait. That's
I am the media.
You are the media, Kevin.
Strike that. Let's rewind.
Can we delete that?
Well, 3 from Bogdanovich. It's rebounded by New Orleans.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Here's Moore. Offensive struggles continue, missing again. Lakers have gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the fourth. Iguodala. But they get it back. The second chance effort, and Okafor with the block. Here's Hart. He is covered by Bogdanovich. And he makes that one.
Yeah, just a little bit off in the first, but he's been anything but that here in the second quarter. Really impressive to see him turn it around like that.
And here's Iguodala outside, and the 3-ball is good. Iguodala's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. The Pelicans have gone just 33% from the field in the fourth quarter so far. They are 2 of 6. Double by Bogdanovich. Here's Okafor, and the refs are going to rule that unnecessary contact. It's a flagrant 1 foul.
And Kevin, I got to tell you, he's probably fortunate to just get a flagrant 1 there. I mean, so much contact. The officials easily could have gone even harder on it.
Greg, I agree. He better be on his best behavior from now on. 1 more flagrant of any variety, and he's out of here. And the contract structure for NBA first-rounders, 2 years guaranteed, 2 years of team options, qualifying offer. Brent, should we consider changing that up?
I think it's working pretty well, Kevin. I think every front office is out there trying to find players out there that are giving you value beyond your contract. And that happens a lot when you're a team that has a first-round pick, 1 through 10, 1 through 20, and you hit on a draft choice. You potentially could get 3 years and sometimes 4 when you have incredible players coming into the league as their first year, changing franchises around. But a player that's providing way more value than the contract that they're getting at that time. So I don't see that changing much. It gives teams a long enough time to evaluate the talent coming in.
Seems to be working.
It does, and the players that prove it are looking at the calendar saying, could I fast forward 3 years because I really like to cash in on what I'm doing for you.
Morris checked in for Green.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Here's Okafor. And again, no good by New Orleans.
Well, mid-range is where he makes the money. So when the D's slow to get out on him, always surprising to see him miss from there.
Boy, you have to be impressed with the offensive production. They have got it firing on all cylinders.
I mean, this team is just dangerous. Right now, every shot that they're putting up feels like it's going in.
Moore dishes to Okafor. Here's Alexander Walker. Moore outside. Teardrop shot. Porzingis with the block.
Great anticipation there. Porzingis in the right spot and throws that one away.
And this is how you want to come out of the half. Prolific and efficient.
Well, the thing is, they're controlling the pace right now, and if that was the mantra for them at halftime, they've carried it out.
And it's in there.
A lot of people feel like Moore has natural point guard ability, so I like to see him find the open man.
There's 1:54 left in the fourth. Passes it to Porzingis. And pushing it up. Here's New Orleans near the three-point line. It's Moore. Top of the key jumper, no good. Here are the Lakers with the ball. They're on a 17-6 run.
Good anticipation there from Iguodala, who is a very good passer.
New Orleans has gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Pass to Okafor. And bird rights an important element in structuring the salary cap. Can you tell the viewers exactly what that means?
What it means, Kevin, is you have the ability to go into the above the tax to sign your own player, and so it doesn't cost you in terms of tax dollars. So if player finishes his season, you have bird rights on that player. You can negotiate a number that's not going to impact your bottom line and cut into your salary cap. So very important when teams are maneuvering around and trying to get players on their roster for a season or two, that after that second season or third season over, that the bird rights still remain for them to extend him even further to keep him around the culture.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Lakers.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And counting tonight's game on the season, they'll now have won 57 games this year.
And once they polish off this win, they'll be one more victory away from sweeping the season series.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Davis.
Just does a great job of looking for space and then finding it. That's taking advantage of what the defense is giving you.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Knocked away. Stolen by McGee. LeBron right side. And LeBron throws it down.
Finishing strong. This is how you want to close things out.
Yeah, definitely putting a stamp on this one. A very, very decisive victory for the club tonight.
Moore against Moore. Pass to Hayes. Looking to end the run. And James pulls it down. So it's Los Angeles winning this one easily. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense. Potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. LeBron, what is your sense of how the team is playing at the moment?
We have a good thing going right now, and we want to try to keep it going. And the best part about tonight's game was the defensive end. We defended, and we shared the ball, and that's a good ingredient to a win.
It was working at both ends, LeBron. Thank you for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Brett Berry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. See you later.